Hey guys, I want to talk a bit about Stranger Things, the new Netflix series debuting this summer, 8-episode series, so a shorter one for them. This is a very cool, very well-made series that is all about going back to the 80s, and I mean that in a couple ways. Yes, it is set in the 80s, but more importantly, it's almost set in the movies of the 80s. It is very influenced by Steven Spielberg, Stephen King, John Carpenter. I'd say those are the three touchstones when I talked to the creators, the Duffer Brothers. They brought up those three specifically, and you can see it all over the story. And it's a very interesting mixture of the tone of all those people I mentioned, because there is a sense of sort of awe and fantasy and a more Spielberg approach mixed in with much more of a horror vibe that you'd expect from Carpenter and King, and it does it very well. You could argue that this is a bit of a style over substance approach, because I will say the weakest aspect of this series is what exactly is going on. You know, the basic setup is a little boy disappears, his friends are looking for him, and then this mysterious little girl pops up out of nowhere, and she has some amazing powers. And beyond that, what is causing everything, where the boy went, why this girl has powers, is it aliens, is it experiments, is it other dimensional? I couldn't exactly tell you, having watched all 8 episodes, and I think that's a bit because that's the murkiest part of the show, is the backstory, the mythology. But I still think it's well worth watching because the show itself is so well made. It's really well cast. They went for very authentic kids. They wanted kids who felt like they were from those sort of E.T. Goonies type movies that felt very real, very kid around the corner, not too mannered or too movie kid, and I think they did that great job of finding those kids. Winona Ryder is in this, and I was a big fan of hers. It was great to see her in it, but she is a supporting character, an important one, as the mother of the missing boy, but it's really the kids that anchor the story. They do an excellent job of that. And I will say this show, I think if if you're in on this show, the opening credits, the music, it sounds just like it's a John Carpenter movie from the get-go. And from there, everything, there's just this interesting way it's permeating the influence, but I don't think it feels like just an echo. I think it still has its own vibe. There's some really cool, creepy imagery. Like I said, even when I didn't completely think the mythology was explaining what was going on, I still thought, oh, that's really cool images, that's spooky, there's some creepy, scary stuff. It's an interesting blend of, mystery and fantasy and horror that I think works. I'm curious if kids would like it, but I think adults especially will really like it. So I definitely recommend it. I think it's a kind of great summer binge for you. I'm giving it an 8 out of 10. Again, I do think at the end, it kind of doesn't all add up what exactly was going on, but it's still a really cool show, really well done, and you can check it out on Netflix.